This is the first ever Moldavian microbrand, and they didn't play it safe. Costins' debut is one of the most original, courageous designs I've seen from any newcomer. Let's dive in. Sharing a cultural heritage that goes back hundreds of years, Moldova and Romania, the place I call home, have spent more time together than apart, separated only by an arbitrary border. I was lucky enough to showcase on this channel two exceptional microbrands that put Romania on the map, so having the chance to review the debut of the first ever Moldavian microbrand is both an honor and a joyous moment. Elysian, Costins' first effort, will be available on Kickstarter for the very attractive price of 395 British pounds. That's $530 or €450. There's no set date for the start of the campaign, so I'll leave a link to it in the video description. Register your interest and you'll get a timely reminder sent by email. So let's see what that money will get you, starting with its design. When a watch showcases such striking dials, it's easy to overlook the case, and that would be a mistake. Completely original, the pseudo-cushion case of this watch has a vintage vibe that reminds me of some Soviet timepieces, particularly due to the way the muscular lugs flare upward, seemingly enveloping the north and south of the large polished bezel. This is a feature that's harder to spot on screen, but in real life gives the watch real depth. Seen from the side, the hard lines of the mid-case might remind you of Seiko's Samurai, though the angles here are sharper and more refined. The lack of chamfered transitions contributes to a muscular, butch profile, and given the alternation between fine brushing and mirror polishing, there's no room for error in the finishing. Speaking of polishing, the one thing I'm not a fan of is the large bezel. I believe Costin aimed to add a touch of luxury, softening the stern construction and creating a visual counterpoint to the straight lines of the case and dial, but I would have preferred a thinner or even a concave bezel that reflects less light. That, of course, is just personal preference. Taste differs. The signed crown is one of the components that will be revised in the production version, incorporating a combination of sandblasting and polishing. Its size and placement, though, are excellent. Sergiu Costin claims a key source of inspiration was Moldavian folk art. As a Romanian, I can definitely feel that influence in the vibrant colors. That said, the dials of Elysian have universal appeal. The alternation of textures and the geometrical abstractions align closely with concretism, the art movement whose central figure was Max Biel. While the famous Swiss designer is often associated with Bauhaus, most of his work belongs to concrete art. The three dial variants all share geometric patterns and three different textures. They're differentiated only by color. Tied together by a black center and beige accents, there are two exuberant green, orange, and purple-red versions alongside a more conservative black one. Complementing the dial colors, the straps are truly unique. Moldavian cross-stitching gives them an artisanal feel, and the dual matching colors make them stand out even more. The choice to use seemingly random markers may seem unorthodox, but it creates anchor points that enhance the geometric aesthetic. The hands, meanwhile, are one of the most original and beautiful sets I've seen in a long time. Before moving on to appraising the fit and finish of the watch, I must address an issue that became apparent only when reviewing the macro footage. You might have spotted a few dust particles on the hands and dial, and I can confirm this was caused by an overzealous content creator that had opened the watch. To ease any concerns, quality is guaranteed to be spotless by Costin's partner for warranty services, Horologium. From Isotope to Formex to Studio Underdog, the who's who of microbrands are Horologium's clients. As for the fit and finish of this case, especially considering this is a prototype, they are downright impressive. I love the clean transitions between brushing and polishing, the mix of stamping patterns on the dial, and the stitching on the straps. The crown operates smoothly with immediate thread pickup and balanced haptic action. There's adequate anti-reflective coating on the sapphire crystal, so the only glares come from the hands and markers, and there's just enough lume applied to the hands and cardinal markers to allow you to tell the time in the dark. The polymer reinforced cellcloth strap is very sturdy and requires a relatively long break-in period, but comfort is ensured by the leather lining. Visible under the Sapphire Exhibition caseback, the movement powering Elysian is the champion of affordable automatic calibers, the durable yet refined Miyota 9039. For all its qualities, it's not the best looking movement out there, so I welcome the rumored possibility of a custom rotor being one of the Kickstarter campaign's stretch goals. On my 19cm wrist, this 40.5mm watch wears closer to 41mm than 40. I believe the wide bezel and muscular lugs are the main culprits behind that perception. There's a lot of metal on display here, but it's nicely balanced by the vivid dial and strap. Legibility is excellent thanks to the well-defined hands and the adequate application of AR coating on the underside of the sapphire crystal. The unconventional spread of the markers doesn't hinder the ability to read the time at a glance, but from personal experience, I have to warn you that that glance will linger on the unique dial. Normally, I love showing off different strap options to demonstrate a watch's versatility, but in this case, the strap is such an integral part of the design that I chose to showcase it as it was originally conceived. Speaking of straps, come back next week for a video sponsored by Artem, where I'll show you the watches I'll be taking with me on vacation. Click the notification bell for good measure. Thanks for watching. See you soon.